They said she was blessed. They said her smile could melt the heart of even the coldest man, but no one knew that behind that smile lived a woman fighting silent battles. Amora was her name, a woman who gave everything to love, but love gave her back nothing but pain. To the world, she was happily married. But deep inside her home, something dark was eating away her peace, something she never imagined could come from the man she called her husband. This is the story of Amora, the woman whose tears were not ordinary tears, but tears that washed away evil and led her to freedom. Amora was one of the most beautiful women in her town. Her laughter was soft and sweet, her kindness was known everywhere. When Jack came into her life, she thought she had finally met her destiny. He was gentle, respectful, and full of charm. He always said the right words, did the right things, and made her feel safe. Within a year, they got married in a colorful ceremony that the whole community talked about for months. Amora believed she was entering a new chapter of joy. But life had other plans. Months after the wedding, she became pregnant. Her joy knew no end. She talked to her unborn baby every day, prayed for protection, and planned her baby's future. Jack smiled and promised to stand by her, but one morning, everything changed. Amora woke up in pain and tears. The baby was gone. The doctors called it a miscarriage. Amora cried day and night, holding her stomach and asking God why. Jack comforted her like a loving husband. He held her close and said, "Don't cry, my love. God will give us another one." She believed him. Months later, she got pregnant again. This time, she was even more careful. She prayed, fasted, and followed every advice. But a few days before she was due to give birth, tragedy struck again. The baby didn't survive. Amora broke down completely. Her heart was shattered. She couldn't understand why this kept happening. Each time she cried, Jack was always there, pretending to care. But deep inside, he knew the reason, because he was the cause. Long before their marriage, Jack had joined a secret group that demanded a heavy price for his success. And each time Amora conceived, he secretly offered the unborn child as a sacrifice to maintain his wealth. He hid the truth behind fake love and comforting words. Whenever his mother visited, she would insult Amora. "You have eaten my son's money, yet you can't give me grandchildren," she would say angrily, and Amora, out of respect, would only cry and apologize. Even his sister joined in, mocking Amora every time she visited. Yet Jack never defended his wife. Years passed. Nothing changed. Amora became a shadow of herself, weak, sad, and tired of life. One day, her childhood friend, Ada, came to visit. Seeing Amora's pale face, she said softly, "Amora, this is not normal. There's something wrong somewhere. You need help." "I have prayed, Ada. I've done everything," Amora replied with tears. Ada touched her hand and said, "Let's go see a man of God. He's not an ordinary pastor. He sees hidden things." The next morning, they went to the pastor. The moment he saw Amora, he sighed deeply and said, "My daughter, your pain didn't come from strangers. It came from your own home." Amora looked confused. "Pastor, what do you mean?" He closed his eyes and said, "Your husband is using your unborn children for sacrifice. That is why you never carry any child to term." Amora's heart stopped for a moment. She fell to her knees crying. Ada held her tightly. The pastor continued, "Go home. Tomorrow, I will come to your house. What has been hidden will no longer stay hidden." That night, Amara could not sleep. She watched Jack as he slept peacefully, pretending to be innocent. Her heart was full of pain, fear, and confusion. The next day, the pastor arrived. He prayed for a long time. Suddenly, Jack began to shake. His eyes turned red, and he shouted, confessing everything. He said he joined a secret group for riches, and the prize was every unborn child his wife carried. The confession shocked everyone. Amora screamed in tears. She couldn't believe the man she loved had been the reason behind all her sorrow. Before the sun went down that day, Jack collapsed. People rushed to help him, but he didn't make it. Amora stood there, her heart torn apart. She cried bitterly, not because he was gone, but because the truth had finally broken her completely. Weeks passed. Amora left the house and moved to another town. She started afresh, living quietly and finding peace again. One afternoon, she was helping a woman sell fruits by the roadside when a small boy ran up to her and hugged her legs tightly. She looked down and smiled gently at him. Something in his eyes reminded her of the love she had always longed for, pure, innocent love. For the first time in years, Amora smiled without pain. She looked at the sky and whispered softly, "God, thank you for saving me. I thought my story ended in tears, but you turned my pain into strength." And from that day, Amora lived not as a broken woman, but as a woman reborn, stronger, wiser, and free from darkness, because sometimes the tears we cry are not a sign of weakness. They are the path to freedom.